Hi guys, this is Tarkin coming at you with another game of Minecraft Hardcore. We are here in the home of the Dark Oak crime family, my crew, but they're still hanging out here. We just had a little dance party, as far as they know. They don't know how long we've been away, and it doesn't matter to them. We're just going to put the seeds up. We're going to run them downstairs right quick and put some things away, and then we're gonna get right to flying once we mend up. Do I have rockets? Yeah, I've got some rockets. I know roughly the direction we need to go. We need to get a bunch of red sand and some various terracotta to begin work on our next plan, such as it is. Do we have any space here? Yeah, we're just gonna throw the coral stuff here, even though there's almost certainly a better place that it could be somewhere. Equally certain is that I am not going to find that place. Just the tiniest bit of inventory management, not enough to make me notice I'm doing it, just a little bit, and then we're gonna go. Because the worst thing in all of video games to me is being watched while I manage an inventory. Alright, I carry a shield even though I never use it. Trident, we'll put that in the ender chest. We're not gonna go to the ocean monument today. Ender chest right here. And we should carry just like, yeah, we've got like our adventuring shulker here. Do we have an empty shulker? No. We will take the adventuring shulker and we'll fill it up of stuff too. Gradually. Alright, time to go-ish. We need to mend up several of our tools. That's okay. We should have enough in our fields to do it. Yeah, we shouldn't be wheat limited. You know, it's probably just somewhere else. And the carrots are also probably somewhere else. They're probably over here. No. Then they're probably over here. It's been a few days since I played, and I am not organized. Alright, we will have wheat bales somewhere in the ender chest, certainly. Or rather, probably. And yet. Alright, memory refreshed. We don't have wheat in any of those places. Or here. So no choice. But to actually take out the place that it also might not be. No, here it is. And that should be enough. Don't want to take too long, but we need to get the elytra mended up, and we might as well get some of the other stuff mended up. But really, it's a consequence of me having pathetically small animal herds. Ordinarily, we wouldn't even have to worry about this at all. Also, of having rather small farms. Maybe we need to spend some time improving the hardcore world, you know? No. There's so much wheat in the other world, you know, like, I'd feel silly trying to plant wheat here. I mean, what if I die? Alright, the elytra's mended up, the armor is too. Time to let the sheep grow. We've got a pickaxe in the offhand. We're just trying to get some on it, and then we'll run over to the pig pen and mend up the shovel a bit. Maybe not all the way, but a bit, you know, just to keep the tools semi-current. Always want to have a nice full elytra before you go off on an adventure, though, no doubt. This poor pickaxe. Seen better days. You know, it's got a lot of durability though, the netherite one does. So I guess it's just taking it a little while to get up. It'll be a nice strong pickaxe again soon. And we are now eating the carrots in addition to feeding the pigs carrots, so a lot of efficiency there. Good stuff. And now we're just going to put the things up here. We're going to put the hay bales in here too. I've got to have them in like shulkers or something. I'm sure I've got all sorts of nonsense all over the place. So this is all the prep we needed to do. Just need to get the inventory situated. All right. And now we're off. And I don't know exactly how it works, but it seems like if you just use the rocket to get vertical, then you can glide like pretty effectively. I'm still certainly learning what's going on with elytra flying. This is the first world I've ever had one in of any kind, as you would know if you've watched. But I don't have a ton of experience with the elytra accordingly. But I know that if we just go in this direction for a while, we'll get to the Badlands. So right here, with just a couple of... I was AFKing to grow wheat earlier today whenever I was out around the house doing things. I was wondering why the trees look strange and all of that, but it is because the graphics were turned down to fast. I figure, you know, why make the computer work if I'm just AFK in a minimize tab? Here we go. Here's the Badlands that we're looking for. A beautiful, beautiful area indeed. Alright, so there's a couple of minecarts just sitting out here in the open. Of course, we're not going to say no to that. The glowberries we'll grab. Reason for that. Oh, that was like I'm just churning through here. It's the sandstone. You know, that could be all right for the baseline. We're just gonna get a bunch of the terracotta here. Because, well, we don't need a sandstone layer. We don't. That didn't fall funny. Interesting. Looks like they can sometimes fall fast enough to where the gravity doesn't affect them. Well, we'll leave that alone. There's another minecart I saw from the air. Yes, this one right over here. You know, we would do well to crack them. That way they won't fool me in the future. So we're just going to break it and look at it later. No, there's a diamond in there. We have to look at it now. There's a diamond in there. How satisfying. So we don't need to do like a huge thing, right? Because we're going to do just a little thing over there by the beach, by the Annabelle Monument. But we do need some red sand, definitely. So I was thinking along the seafloor there where we're doing like a small and tasteful coral reef. Not at all like we're had so far, you know, like a much better one than all that. But we're going to get some red sand, you know, for the ground. And then we're just going to do, like, just a little, probably, you know, what I would consider, without knowing, to be a very typical sort of style. Sort of, you know, European crenellations. You know, 3 of them, one on either side, like you would see at a child's playground with a slide attached. And then, you know, maybe we'll even get little pennants for the ceiling of it or whatever. Like, really, really go all out by my standards. But right now, we're just going to drop the shulker and put some stuff in it. Man, shulkers are great. We're going to put the bonus totem in there, just because I don't expect that we'll need any totems of Undying right now. We're just going to put the bundles in there right now, too. Because the bundles are a better thing to keep in the shulker if we're not going to need them, you know, for a little bit. And we can just, now with more inventory space, crack through here. So we want it to be, in appearance, you know, sort of like a microcosm of the Badlands, but without all the effort. I'm being attacked. This attempt on my life has left me scarred and deformed. That's right. In hardcore, you can be attacked. Oh, I don't have a bed on me. Well, I guess we should get some gunpowder, so we'll just drop a couple of shots in there. Am I out of arrows? I'm out of arrows. Well, fortunately, I've got the adventuring shulker with me. Where I happen to know there are arrows. And we could min the elytra with this experience, but we're actually kind of fine on it. So, once again, we will turn our inability to remember to bring a bed with us in hardcore, mind you. Just a total lack of bed discipline. It's been so long since I've said that. But it, you know, it is quite clearly evidenced here. You know, standards have really fallen if I'm just running around in hardcore without a bed. Or rather, raised. I mean, obviously, when you're at this point, the amazing point where you no longer have to use a shield, you know, like the vast majority of the game. When you're there, you don't really need bed discipline anymore. But, like, what if I die ever again? I mean, it's been a while, but it could happen. I'm gonna be, like, forgetting my bed left and right. Let's not even talk about boat discipline, which doesn't exist. I don't even take boats anywhere anymore. I'm being attacked by something. Oh, an archer behind me. So for all of that, you know, we took no damage because the, you know, diamond is its own reward. It's funny about hardcore. You play it long enough, and you kind of take away all of the danger. Not all of it. I mean, it's still there. You know, you got your totems of Undying. You would have to be caught off guard pretty badly to die. Which, you know, I mean, that's a fine way to live. Nice and secure. We're just going to pop these creepers from so far away. Please sit still. One more time. There we go. A little higher here. Amazing. Perfect. That creeper's motion was so weird, but I'm very proud of that last shot. That was a good shot. I think everybody will agree that that shot was indeed one of the shots of all of Minecraft time. This is almost the same as gathering materials for a terracotta thing, because in fact it's better. Alright, so we just need, you know, a couple stacks of sand, a couple stacks of terracotta, and that should do it. And there are a lot of skellies shooting each other here, so we're just going to mine all around them. And they're going to be like, no, I want to fight over the sand that remains. And they're not going to even notice that it's all crumbling around them. Sand through the Badlands glass. They've already weakened each other so tremendously in the infighting that it only took a single shot from each of our bows to dispatch them. Each of our bows? Each of our bow shots. Each of our attempts. All lay a skeleton in slightly less bones than before, or more, depending on where they were fused. But we should break this thing. We might have just shot an Enderman. We'll know if he starts whooping around. I don't think we did, though. Alright, so we just need to, now that we've got, you know, all of this well in hand, get slightly more gunpowder because it is my first love. That's not true. I actually said probably 100 times that I hated creepers and I never wanted to see them, and gunpowder was useless and I was never going to use it. But this was before I knew about the rocket. And we have gotten here, like, a lot of gunpowder. I mean, some. Importantly, though, we have wide open spaces within which to fire at, you know, skeletons and also creepers. It seems like there's very, very few zombies that spawn on sand. Maybe they don't spawn on sand at all. As I say that, there's a zombie! Alright, so we've got more sand. We're gonna put it in the box of elytra supplies, which is just so much better than using the ender chest constantly. And with our aerodynamic, very aerodynamic arrows, we're gonna fly up a bit here. Alright, so I guess here we just need to study, and by study I mean look at how the Badlands goes. I love how vivid the green of the azalea tree is against the washed out oak of the normal Badlands. It like really pops out at you. So what we need to do is get the seam right, and that's what's gonna make it look right from far away. So, oh, there's a temple over there. We'll have to go into that in a second. Yeah, so we just need to basically remember the order of it. So if we go from, you know, just normal terracotta to red, and then it'll go brown, light gray to white. Ish, yeah, just a gradation of browns to whites ish. Sure, we'll totally not remember this. You know, we'll try it a couple of times. We just need to get these samples because these are the colors that we want. And we'll probably do a miniaturized version of it. It won't be so high up, but we'll just figure out, you know, what we're gonna do. And you know, I don't know what I'm doing in Minecraft building, but I think the important thing is odd numbers of blocks. That way, things can get centered. And it'll look more equivalent in number. The funny thing is that because of only being able to be in block formation, even numbers look more out of place than odd ones. It looks uneven to have a 4x4 rather than a 5x5, because if you put one block anywhere, now it's segmented, you know, into odd numbers. Which I guess is a thing that people that thought about shapes would think about all the time, but not one that I do, because I don't really think about shapes when I'm not thinking about Minecraft. I don't really think about shapes very much when I am, because, well, the building of things is not really what I do, as you can tell. We haven't done any building at all. All we've done is hit stuff. Hitting things is what I do. Alright, so we need more light gray and white by a long shot. But if we end up with like a stack of all of them, then I think we'll be in a really good spot. We've already got a stack of light gray. We need more white. So it's light gray on either side of the white, and that's the important thing for the gradient. That's why the white shows up, is because of the light gray band there. Okay. So we can do that at any point on it, as long as there's space above it to provide a line of contrast. But if we're doing a reasonably sized structure, and we are, then we're going to want to do the line pretty soon, because it has to be, you know, we've got to have the gray line with the white line in the middle at the least. But I think the brown underneath to contrast it, and then you go red and then the normal color above. So like, yeah, it's going to be, might have to go like 14 or rather 17 high anyway. Because we'll throw the red sand down on the beach, and then underwater we're gonna do like the prismarine stuff, like at the underwater monument for the coral reef surrounding. There's like a stony shore island nearby. We could just like cover that in normal sand. Maybe do like this where we have seams of them going between each other. But I think we have enough materials now-ish. We should get more brown, I think. Might have been slightly too light on it. We might have just enough of all of this stuff, but... because we'll probably try to do, like, one main tower to begin. But provide it, you know, with the spaces already planned out for the towers on either side that'll be smaller. Alright. Good stuff, except it isn't. You need to get rid of these melon seeds. Marvelous. Alright, time to go home. We should be able to coast, like, the whole way here, I think. We need to angle a little bit further down, yeah, to quit kicking our feet. Just for faster speed. If you're kicking your feet, you can tell that your speed's not quite as quick as it should be. And even if we slope down a little bit more this way, that'll be fine. We've got 11 rockets left, and we did pick up a ton of gunpowder, so after we return home, be easy enough to get the sugarcane we need. Might want to do another sugarcane farm expansion too. They're easy to do. Either the automated one or the normal one. So, do we put it here or here? Right here makes more sense because it's smaller. So here we just need to start dropping sand. And we'll just cover the whole thing in a layer of it, basically. going backwards would be better, because we need the whole thing to look like this. I might not have brought enough red sand. I always underestimate how much I'll need. Well, you know, if we don't have quite enough, then we'll still have some, and that'll have to do. It's occurred to me that a creeper could come along and ruin all of this. That would be very perturbing. We should just go home and sleep. Here in the frosty clouds, I'm sure it'll be normal rain before too long. And it is. And we'll just swoop in and on home. There's Doug, doing Doug things, being the best. Hey Garuda, some seeds for you, boss. Oh my goodness. The thunderstorm is going, making everybody afraid. We'll sit Luca back down. We're just gonna lay down for the night. Make this thunderstorm quit. I do need a skeleton horse, but not that bad. I know I have a lightning rod on the house, but it's still alarming. Alright, back to the project. Alright, so here we cover all of this in a layer of terracotta, right? And from the outside, they'll never be able to know unless they can. We'll just solve that some other way. Because worst comes to it, we can just throw normal sand down at the lower levels and it'll look fine. Yeah, we don't need it invading the water space anyway, so we should just be cutting down. And we'll probably want to change the bedrock there. Bedrock's not the right word. It would be if bedrock wasn't a thing in the game. Yeah, I don't have remotely enough to cover this miniature island. It's alright, we'll just start here. And that's where it all comes from, right? So we can just flatten the top and then sort of build the fort here. This is the most important part of building, the part that's not technically building, but it's still very important. Yeah, I don't think we brought remotely enough stuff to cover this whole thing. But we're gonna go down one more level. Yeah, so this will be 5 levels of normal terracotta. And that'll be good. That'll be what we want, is 5 levels of it. And we can do like a sandstone layer or something potentially for contrast whenever we want to begin the building, but this should be good. Alright, 4 levels of orange, then 1 level of red, and then we can do the stripe. Just do red for the whole top. And then it's light gray, then white, then light gray again. Like, what's the end game for the other side? Just to be a facade? Well, no, because we can, yeah, we can just build up sand and then, like, have it be, like, a sheer cliff face. Yeah, that's fine. Better than fine. Good! It'll be, I mean, okay at the least. Alright, so we have the basic form here-ish, which gets us not very far at all, but, I mean, what one can only describe as actually somewhere. I think we'll need more supplies than we anticipated. That's alright. Life is very long. There's probably a more parsimonious way to do this. Parsimonious? Parsimonious? I know the word, I do not know how to say it. Exhibiting parsimony. I think this plant, I mean, it's not going to look good. It's probably the most normal thing I've ever done in Minecraft, though. It seems, as soon as I had the idea, it felt very normal, you know, like, I bet making a thing that shouldn't be someplace, exists someplace else, is totally a thing that everybody agrees is normal to do. Good stuff. An enemy approaches. Like, where did it even come from? This little strip of stone? Let's get rid of that. It's so annoying. We should have torches for this kind of deal. Hi, Natasha. Thank you. Yeah, this is what it's looking like right now. You know, it's just beginning. We didn't bring nearly enough red sand. I don't know how much I thought I was gonna need, but we're gonna need more. But you know, I do enjoy that. I think it like scans immediately. You know, like from the air, like, oh, this is at least like what it's going to look like. And I think we're going to try to cover this whole thing in sand. But, you know, like, not immediately. I just think that'll be prettier. Oh, yeah, that looks so cool from far away. It's definitely going to look good. And we're going to be able to, like, fly out over the ocean and have our little thing there. I think it's going to be awesome. Either that or I'll die before it ever finishes. Yeah, I was really just trying to, like, get the gradient there, and then it ended up, like, I don't even know what's going on the other side. I'm like, it sort of does look like it's meant to be that way, but really I was just trying to get one side of it done, and I'm like, you know, we'll worry about the rest. It'll look like a fireworks store. So, I don't know if you have this phenomenon where you're from. I don't even know if it's everywhere like this in America, but so they have things like whenever I was a child, my parents would just, you know, lie to me about this. And they have like these huge boards by the side of the highway, and they're like fireworks store, but there's not a building behind it, right? It's just like they put up a tent at certain seasons where they sell fireworks in America. But I thought they were like the biggest things ever whenever I was a small child, and I was like, oh man, that's gonna be like the most huge building because it's such a huge piece of wood by the side of the road, and then behind it it's all fake, and that's my plan there. A seed for Garuda, and what shall we listen to today? It would have been Pixel last time, so let's go for the old standby. We never listen to Cat anymore now that we got, you know, the other ones. This is like the classic of the family, you know? Is Luca close enough to dance? There we go. The center of the room. This is like the original disc, right? In the first world where the crime family all came together and listened to music, this was what we all partied to. And Luca remembers those great days. The sun rises outside of the window. It's nice. It's a nice little world. Can you see what I'm working on from up here? No, not quite. It's sort of blocked by the thing there. I need to go get the mooshes. Now I know how, what's the mechanic called? Suffocation? Where they get pushed into solid blocks. Now that I know where the hitboxes are, we'll be able to be much more careful. And I think it's time. So, not right now. Oh no! There's a creeper outside my house. This is a disaster. How did he get in through the wall? There's a curtain wall. Maybe he was outside of it. Okay, that's not so bad. I'm like, I have a curtain wall with water in between, specifically to guard against these things. Alright. And we're all just partying along. That could have been a disaster. But now I'm remembering, we do have a moat, so it was merely very frightening. He heard the music and wanted to come in. Oh, there's not a moat on that side. There's not a moat on that side. Oh, it's on the outside of the wall, not the inside. Well, that's alright then. We should have an interior moat too. You can tell how strongly I feel about this. I got totally distracted from the dance party by my outrage at that creeper hanging out there. I didn't want him to mess up the house. It took me a really long time to build this one, okay? But yeah, I think we can go on a trip. You can lead a boat and fly with them? Alright, well, that's what we'll do. Awesome. I'd been thinking maybe that could work, because normally I would want to lead them and fly with them, because, you know, well, fall damage. But in a boat, they wouldn't take that, so yeah, we can do that. I'll probably do that tomorrow morning? I don't know. I'm not sure, but the days are just packed. I do have work, but might find time to play. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Here in probably like 10 or 15 minutes, I'm probably about to jump on and do like a short wheat stream, you know, just for fun. So maybe I'll see you there, but you know, probably just for, you know, 10 or 15 minutes or whatnot. But see you later. Thanks for hanging out today, Natasha. Always good to see you. Hope you're doing well. And good night if I don't see you in the next stream. If I look at this mountain for 3 seconds before I end it, will the automatically generated thing for YouTube be the picture of the mountain? Because I'm so lazy and I don't want to make custom thumbnails. But if the picture is nice, even if it's not at all what it says on the title, that could be okay, right? Maybe. Anyway, this is my attempt at manipulating YouTube into making this the picture for me. Let's see if it works.